Hello, my name is Katherine Griesz, and I'm here to talk to you about a book I have written entitled From the Danube to the Hudson. The book is a memoir, the tale of my childhood and later years. It is also the story of my family, set against the sociological, historical, and political happenings of the 20th century. It talks vividly about the horrors of the Holocaust in Budapest, Hungary, followed by several years of brutal communist dictatorship and life behind the Iron Curtain. It deals with the intimate personal stories of the protagonists, the enforced parting between parents and children, the loss of home, social position, and financial stability, and the difficulty of being an immigrant. But most of all, it is the story of enduring struggle in the face of terrible odds and the ultimate survival of the human spirit. I would like a few minutes of your time so that I can read you a passage of the book, just to tell you what it's all about. We were being marked for execution by the Hungarian Nazis, called the Arrow Cross. And at the time that the passage plays out, we were all crowded into a dark cellar in a ghetto building, waiting for our executioners to come and get us and quite possibly shoot us into the Danube. And that was a terrible, terrible time. We were scared to death, we were hungry, we were freezing, and most of all, we were facing imminent death. So let me just illustrate it with a little passage from the book. All right? And this is where it starts. One morning, near the end of December before dawn, an Arrow Cross execution brigade broke into the shelter, rousing us instantly from slumber. Cursing, yelling obscenities, and gesticulating wildly, they ordered everyone to proceed up to the courtyard immediately. We were numb with fear. We gathered our wretched belongings together and proceeded to go up. Family after family emerged from the shelter, young people assisting the elderly, mothers holding small children by the hand, comforting and soothing them, and several young women carrying babies in their arms. Dr. Gordon, who was in charge of the ghetto building and all the tenants, stood by the door as we silently filed past him. I'm so sorry, he murmured. I would give anything to save you all, but I'm powerless. I have to stay here until the last one of you is out and make sure nobody stays back, nobody's trying to hide. I'm of course going to go wherever they take you. We were lined up in the courtyard. The Arrow Cross leader was marching up and down in front of us, eyes filled with hatred, an evil smirk on his face. He kept his hand over his pistol, looking at us, the wretched, half-starved, terrified bunch, and screamed at us, "Listen, you Jews!" We pressed close together in the cobblestone yard, shivering on this bitter cold morning. I was standing between my mother and grandmother, grabbing their hands with a desperate intensity. The Arrow Cross criminals, heavily armed by the Germans, stood guard over the petrified and benumbed group. By now I was past panic. After all the horrors we have been through, there was no more space left in my heart for it. "We are taking you for a walk now," the Arrow Cross leader screamed. "How do you feel about that?" Looking up, he was looking up at the early morning sky and then at the shivering mass of people before him. He screamed, "It is an excellent day for a walk. Don't you think, you spoiled Jewish buggers? We'll take you where your Portuguese friends won't be able to rescue you, and we'll do that what we should have done to you long, long ago. 1, 2, 3, march, hurry up or else. I must add here that we were in a building that was protected by Portugal. By this time, certain countries that were not involved in the war were standing up for the last few Jews left in Europe, trying to protect them, and they opened up certain safe houses for us with their flags flying high. And we were in a Portuguese house where Portugal was supposed to be our country. So that's why I'm referring to a Portuguese building. Mother and grandmother trembled. Mother's teeth were chattering. I threw a final glance at the Portuguese escutcheon displayed over the entrance, promising a safe haven to the persecuted, a promise that unfortunately could not be kept. The biting wind hit us as we walked outdoor, and our poor undernourished bodies could hardly keep up with the giant strides of the arrow-cross murderers as their jackboots hit the pavement. They were all around us, making escape impossible. From afar we heard the sound of guns and machine guns. We came to the end of the block. Are we going to be shot in the Danube as so many other of our brothers and sisters were? I was wondering, could we possibly have a last-minute reprieve, or will it be death? We were dragging ourselves, stumbling blindly, praying all the while. And I was praying, dear God, I don't want to die. I'm only 14 years old. I want to live. Please don't let them kill me. Please don't let them shoot me into the Danube River. These prayers were whirling around in my head as I glanced at Mother from the corner of my eye. The color of her face matched the steel grey of the skies. My heart was thumping as I contemplated impending death. But wait, we passed the corner that was supposed to lead us to the banks of the Danube. We were actually marching forward. No, marching was not the right word. We were dragging ourselves, scared, famished, freezing, and deadly tired, but we kept going. Leaving the confines of the international ghetto where we lived up till then, we moved forward to St. Stephen's Boulevard, long off limits to us. The road led deeper into the heart of the city.